Hi, my name is Jamie Sokomel, and I'm here today to talk to you about what I believe. I believe that it's important for us to create an inclusive environment that promotes equality and equity for everyone. Think about the last time you went to work and how you talked to one of your peers about what they did over the weekend. It's a really simple conversation that you have, not thinking anything about it, not having any judgment one way or another. But the person that you're talking to may or may not be sharing their whole story and bringing their authentic self. For example, I work with a gentleman who's gay, and unfortunately, he has a fear that if he outs himself in conversation, that his coworkers will not treat him the same as they do currently. It's a strong fear that he can't bring his authentic self to work. And unfortunately, it hurts his performance. Because as you know, when you can bring your authentic self to work every day, you perform at a higher level. So, as an example, with him, he talks very much in third person about his weekends, who he's with, what he does, never really bringing his truth. And he's expressed this to me on several occasions that it's so much easier for everybody else because they just assume that everybody is straight. And so they talk openly, they talk freely about their spouses, about their children, and whatever it may be. And they never take into consideration, and these are his words, they never take into consideration who he is, and nobody ever asks. And so, as we have this assumption in our workplace that everybody should be a certain way and live a certain way, it's really not any fault of anybody else's. That's just the way the society is. We're leaving out a good group of people that can't share who they are. Another example of this is when it comes to customers. So, as a company, we have products that go out to all customers. But if we don't have brochures and marketing materials that customers can identify with, whether it be the color of their skin, their family makeup, or the language that they speak, a customer may not be able to relate to those products. So we're really doing a disservice to all customers or even any potential customers if we're not really targeting them and sharing with them materials based on their race, ethnicity, or whatever it may be. And we really silo ourselves as an organization or as a company when we do things like that. So I believe that it's important to make sure that we have equity in our stakeholders being our employees, and our stakeholders being our customers. It's important for us to create a culture of inclusion because if people don't feel like they can bring their authentic selves to work each day, we may not be a company that reaches the top. And when I say that, it means that when people can thrive in an environment and in a culture where they don't have to worry about being judged by the color of their skin or their sexual orientation, who they love, then they can come to work and get the job done without those fears of either being outed or that they can't be relatable because of the color of their skin and their background. When you work in a company or when you're raised where there's predominantly white people, I have found that there has been a struggle with people of color not being able to be relatable. And a prime example of this would be a background. So I have another coworker, and their background is they're African American descent, and they come from a bigger city. And in the area that I live, it's a big city, but not like Chicago, for instance. And so you have a diverse background and experience level. And with that, you can bring different opportunities to the table of different experiences that other people don't necessarily have, or they may never have. And it's a customer base that we can identify with by speaking with that person. So valuing others' differences, others' backgrounds, and things like that makes us a better company. And that's why I believe it's so important for us to create not only an environment of employees who can be inclusive and understand that diversity is really important, but also a customer base that's diverse to keep us always growing and always in the forefront of our ability to be one of the best companies in the world. Thank you.